So today we're going to show you how to make and apply a fake tattoo. And here's what you're going to need. Some water slide transfer paper, translucent powder, a couple of Q-tips, a couple of cups, some pros-aide, some scissors, a brush, and a towel. So why don't I go ahead and show you how to make the tattoo. So what you're looking at is a fake tattoo transfer we did for Left 4 Dead fan film. This is actually Francis's arm tattoo. Now, I'm sure you've noticed now that the text is reversed, and that's super important to reverse your file, because when you go to put this on your actor, it's going to be right side up. And that'll make the text legible once it's on the actor. So once you have your image selected that you want to be printed as a fake tattoo, you want to take your water slide transfer paper down to your local print shop and have them printed on this. Now, you want to remember to have a print on the shiny side. The shiny side is the side that releases. The reverse side is very matte and will never release the ink. What is also important is that your file is a high quality. You probably want no minimum than 300 dpi.
Another thing that we wanted to mention to you is if you're printing out color, your color is always going to print 2 shades darker than what you're actually seeing on your monitor. So it's another thing to keep in mind. We don't want you to have to create your graphic and then go down to the print shop and find out that your colored image is much darker than you originally wanted it to be. Of course, your print shop should be able to adjust the brightness settings on your print work, so make sure you have them do that too if it's not looking the way you want it.
So when you take your water slide transfer to the printer, you need to have them printed on a laser printer. It's very important, otherwise the ink won't separate from the paper and your tattoo won't work. So remember, laser printer. Okay, so we're ready to put the tattoo transfer on Joe's arm here. So what we're going to start with is a little glue, some pros-aide, which is in this cup. And I'm going to put a little bit on a Q-tip. Sponge works really good too, but we told you Q-tip earlier, so we're just going to stick with that. So I'm going to wipe it on this tattoo transfer, try and cover all the ink. Whatever the glue touches is going to stick to Joe, so you want to make sure it's on that ink. From here, you're going to let it dry. Only take a few minutes. Now, a safety precaution is to also put glue on the actor's skin. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit on Joe's arm. It's kind of an awkward spot for a tattoo, but you know, we're gangster like that. So you'll notice there's a little excess, not a big deal. Just let it dry, let it do its thing. It's not going to harm anything. But you'll also notice that once it dries, it's invisible. So you got to remember where you put that on the actor. I can see it's a little shiny. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's exactly what the powder's for, is once this is on, it's going to be a little shiny. So the powder will take away the shine and also the stickiness of the glue. So this is just about ready. Now what you're going to want to do from here, once the glue is dry, is place it on your actor. So it's on, it's stuck there. Now at this point in time, it's just like any other fake tattoo you'd buy out of the little quarter machine. You apply some water, and that's why our bucket and rag is sitting right here. You don't need to have it totally saturated, just wet, just damp. Enough water to get through the paper. So now I'm going to place this on here. I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure and wait about 30 seconds. Just got to make sure the water gets through. And what you do is after you're holding it, you just check the paper. And you can see that it's already saturated in. It doesn't take very long at all. Now this is also the same process you use for the pros-aide transfers we're going to do a tutorial on. Now you can see it's saturated all the way through, so you just want to lift it up a little. You can see it separating from the paper. But you want to go slow because you don't want it to stick to the transfer paper and mess up your tattoo, in case it wasn't saturated all the way. So now it's on his skin. So from here, let the water dry for a second, and then we'll powder it. Do you see the shininess? That's going to go away. And that's not necessarily because it's wet, it's just the glue. It's the way the glue is. So that's where our brush and powder comes in handy. So now, you'll notice it's still a little bit shiny. So one little trick we do for that is we put pros-aide back over the tattoo, let that dry, powder it again. Now I think a makeup sponge would be better for this, but we're still going to use this Q-tip. Now we're going to powder it. There you go. All the shininess is gone. This will last all day long. And now Joe is part of Hell's Legion.
What you got?
You'll notice it's pretty black, so if you want to think about an age tattoo, then you should be using blues, different colors that actually look like a tattoo, an old ink tattoo. Like, compare it to my arm. Wherever it was black, is now it's kind of a faded gray. So they make specific colors, but whatever image you use, just make it those colors. Like, this is how a brand new on your skin tattoo would look, really dark like that. So that's basically that. It's a pretty simple deal, and you can use whatever image or text you want. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. We'll see you on the next one.